Page 115, please join.
Page 115. Please join.
Page 21.
Page 21, please join.
Howrah.
Now we are here for the second session of the discussion on Prashnottara Ratna-Malika. We could discuss some few verses in the morning, and from that we got the idea of what helps us in our life, in this life, both to live in the life and to grow spiritually. So we were on verse 4, and the question asked was, what is most beneficial? Pathyataraha. And answer was dharma. Dharma is the most beneficial thing to follow, the righteous living. And righteous living, what should be the quality that we discussed from Manusmriti? There are 3 qualities of dharma. If we follow that, we are following dharma. Dhriti, kshama, damosteyam, shaucham, indriya nigraha, dhi, vidya, satyam, akrodha, dasakam, dharma lakshanam. So these are the 10 qualities of dharma. If you follow that, then you are following dharma. In that verse, now, next question is, Kah suchi, what is purity? Purity or cleanliness, what is that? Who is a clean person, we can say? Kah suchi. Clean person, we know that who wears clean clothes, keeps body clean, like that. But here definition is quite different. The different answer for who is pure is yasya manasam shuddham. He will be called a pure, clean person whose mind is pure. Because person is mind mostly. If mind is pure, the person will be called pure. So what is that purity of mind? Purity means it should be just that thing. When something extra is added in it, so it is not pure, that thing. So it is a mixture of things. So mind with something else will be impure. Mind itself will be pure. What is pure mind? Pure mind is such mind in which you will reflect God, divinity, all our shortcomings, all our defects, all our weaknesses will not be there in the mind. So what are the things that makes mind impure? One is the ignorance about our true nature. That is the fundamental thing that makes impure. That we are divine, that we forget. And then that forgetting that and taking ourselves to be this individual human, this body, that is the cause of all impurities that come. With this individual idea of ourselves, then comes all 2 things, says the Raja Yoga, that 2 things make mind very painful, klesha. What makes painful? One is that you forget your true nature, and with that forgetting your true nature, then you become individualized, you make yourself separate from the whole, you make yourself, as Swamiji was saying, adhyasa, the infinite being starts thinking in you that I am this limited being, and then with that thought comes 2 things, raga and dvesha, attachment and aversion. You start liking something and disliking something, others. So this like and dislike itself is impurity. With like and dislike comes all other impurities. With like, you find greed coming, you like so much the thing, then you want to have it. And with dislike, the hatred comes, so dislike, I hate that person, I hate that thing. Like that thing comes very strong dislike. Often when we are, as a human being, what happens is little like and dislike is there in us, because we have not fully, we always, even if we are realized soul, we always don't live in that reality, that realization that I am one with Brahman. We enjoy being in this maya and feeling that I am and you are, like that thing. Even for the realized soul, they want to sport that way, in the sport of experience of many. All these great saints or great realized soul, even incarnations of God when they come, they also live in many. That's how all happens. Sri Ramakrishna used to love to talk with the devotees of different devotees. If you are always in thought of oneness, then how will you call and teach? So they will remain immersed in that devotee. That's why the first verse says, who is a guru who is perfect, and also who wants good of other people. So wanting good of other people, there is a sense of otherness. So the mind that has that small like and dislike doesn't matter. Sri Ramakrishna used to like eat jalebi, as we say, the one particular kind of sweet. There's no harm in that. We like to have a cup of coffee in the morning. I have certain liking for this person I like in my office, and that person is not that much I like. I don't hate, but this liking should not make attached to that, and the dislike should not grow to that strong level to be hatred. So that is strong like and dislike are the problems. So the mind that has very strong likes and dislikes for the things of the world, or the people of the world, that is impure mind. And with that comes anger, as we were talking in the first session, that how this anger becomes like the enemy of ourselves, and it is devouring, and it is sin. Anger itself is sin. So all that comes from dislike. You may like the person, but sometimes some of its activity you don't like, and suddenly you are so emotional that you don't know how to control. Your dislike is so strong that you just blow up yourself and you blast without any thinking of what will be the consequence. And that is the outburst of anger. Anger is very dangerous thing for our human life. It changes whole course of life. Anger is such a thing. And it's very strong anger, that person can do anything. So anger has to be controlled. So anger, greed, hatred, attachment, all these are the impurities of the mind. So if we could get rid of all these things, then mind is pure. When mind is pure, what remains? What remains is love, pure love, and God consciousness. Pure love is not something that is impurity. Pure love is the quality of ourself that is reflected through mind. When everything all goes, pure love remains without attachment. That love remains. And that love, when mind becomes pure, that love is not selective for some people. I love my spouse, I love my child, I love my husband, my father, mother. Not only that, you start loving not only your family, but you start loving all people that you see. Real love comes. So that is the sign of purity of mind. So we can judge, that is the real thing. What is purity? Who is a pure, clean person whose mind is pure. So there's so beautiful explanation, a simple way that Shankara says in his thing of in Prashnottara Ratna-Malika. And he says, the next question is, who is truly intelligent? Ka pandito. Pandita means intelligent, learned person. Pandita means that thing. Who, in definition of Pandita is Veda Jvala Buddhi Yasya Sa Pandita, whose mind is enlightened by the wisdom of Vedas, wisdom of knowledge. That is real Pandit. We often say Panditji to any person. Sometimes we say to particular region person Pandit. In Kashmir we will say all Hindus are Pandit, like that. In common you will say Pandit. But Pandita means that whose mind has been enlightened by the knowledge of the scriptures. That is Pandit. But what is the definition here of Pandit? Kaha Pandita? Viveki. One who is discerning person is called Pandita. Who can distinguish between good and bad, between right and wrong, between acceptable and rejectable. There are things in the world we all have to decide, choice. That's what given to us. The choice of discernment is very human quality given to us. So those who can discern in the world, this is right thing to eat, this is to reject, I will not eat this. This all discernment every time it happens. Often for food we say, this is nutritious food, this is organic food, I like organic to take, I don't like this GMO thing. This all discernment comes there. But when it comes of what goes into us through our sight or through our ear, there is no discernment we practice. We get the news of anything that is given to us through TVs, through channels. We watch anything in the TV. All those things makes the mind impure. So we have become less Pandita at that time. While food we are Pandita. Pandita is selective Pandit. Pandita during food thing. I will eat this and I will not eat that because that is bad for my health. But for other things we lose our discernment, we lose our the real learned thing, and we accept whatever is given to us. So this type of thing, when we can discern, then we become viveki, yeah, viveki. The one New York driver story I read in Global Vedanta. So one person was going to New York and he took a cab, and the driver was driving. Suddenly he came to one parking lot near, and from parking lot the person was driving the car. He came swiftly to the road without watching, and the cab had to put a brake on it, screechingly, otherwise it will be accident. And what happened, that person who took out his cab from the parking lot, he looked bad and started abusing, scolding the driver and saying, how you drive, you don't know, you should be careful, driving this blind spot. All that the driver who brought his car on the road was finding defect with this person, with the taxi driver. And taxi driver was calm and quiet. He was not saying anything. All his abusive words, but he just ignored. And when after saying for a few minutes after that, when driver was going, this taxi driver even waved to him. So this passenger who took the cab, he was very surprised seeing this behavior of this taxi driver. And he said, it was not your fault, it was his fault. He should have seen before bringing his car on the road that you were so close. He couldn't see, and he was abusing you as if it was his fault, your fault. It was not your fault. Why you accepted all he said? Why didn't you retort to what he said? So then taxi driver said to him, that person, the passenger, he said, people, they generally all come with invisible garbage bag on the back. Everyone starts in the morning. And that garbage bag, all their dirt and filth and abusive words and all are there filled. And now they are searching where to dump that garbage bag. If you react to such people, such words, you become the acceptor of that garbage bag. I refuse to become acceptor of his garbage bag. That's why I didn't say anything. And the person went away, it's fine. This is discernment. He understands what should I do in such situation. Why to talk and reply and become involved in this thing? He will go after some time. There are many people who don't drive rightly. Sometimes they call this road rage. We always think that everyone should follow a rule. Some are there, they will not follow rule properly. And when other doesn't follow rule, we become very angry. What are you driving? What are you coming? Sometimes you get down from the car and start fighting that. But people are that way. You have to find the discernment people. There are good people and there are not so good people in the world. World is always a mixture of good and not so good thing. The world is created that way. Sri Ramakrishna says, here you find very nice plants, giving mangoes and apple and good. And there are also poisonous plants. There is poison ivy also is there. All is the creation of God. God has created this world as a mixture of good and evil. So you have to be careful and understand what is good and what is not good. And treat that way, accept only what is good. Don't fall into the trap to become the garbage bag acceptor. So if you do that, you become angry, you say something, he says something, big quarrel, call 911, like that it happens. And here in 2 minutes all over, nothing happened to this taxi driver, nothing was there, and all went away. This is the discernment that we need to practice in our life. When someone says something, we need not always go and fight and quarrel. Sri Ramakrishna said to Swami Niranjananandji, he was coming by boat and someone said ill about Sri Ramakrishna. And he said to him, then he was very angry and said, you don't know about this person, how pure and how divine he is, and you are criticizing him. You see, people criticize everyone. Even Sri Ramakrishna was criticized. No one is there that is not criticized in the world. When you are born in the world and you act in the world as a human being, you will be criticized. There will be people who will find many things about you. So don't be surprised that someone was saying bad against you. But some people, what they do, they bring you bad news. Oh, I saw that person was saying so much thing against you. And perhaps that person was your friend. And you say, oh, he said that. Like creating the fire. So ignore all the things. People have right to say. Just feel that way. And when he was doing that, he came back to Sri Ramakrishna, this Niranjan Maharaj, and he said, this has happened. He said, what are you doing? You are becoming so angry. You are rocking the boat and trying to even drown the boat out of anger. Anger is deadly sin, he said that. It is enemy. Be careful not to become angry. So discernment. And other disciple, he instructed in different way. Someone was saying against another person, Swami Yogananda. And he was so quiet, he didn't react anything, kept quiet and didn't say. When he came and told Sri Ramakrishna, they were saying that, he didn't appreciate. Yes, you did the right thing. One should not argue with those people. What he says, what did you do? Someone criticizing your guru and you said nothing? You should have protested. He said that. He wanted to bring out rajas from him. He knows that he will never be so angry. Yoganandaji was so mild nature, so wonderful, gentle nature. He will never be so angry to rock the boat and drown it. So he said, you should try to protest when someone criticizes your guru. So he was saying the wrong thing. At least once you say that it was not right thing that you said about the guru. This case of guru saying something against the guru and something saying against the driver was totally different. It was the driver being accused, which he was not, he fully knew, passenger also knew. There was the guru was being something said. So you should defend your guru at least once. That was Sri Ramakrishna saying for Yoganandaji. For Niranjananji, you should have patience and patience to hear and not become angry. Sometimes what we do, there is two things about anger. One is getting angry, one is showing anger. Showing anger is allowed. To train your children, you often show anger. No, I say you, don't do that. You say with all of love and with sternly, with forcefully you say, don't do that. It is showing anger. You are not angry with your child at all. Nobody can be angry with your child. One should not be, parents cannot be angry with the child, just a show of anger. But the show of anger is needed to be presented sometimes. It's a part of the training. So, this is about Pandita is Viveki. Kim Visham, what is poison? Avadhirana Gurushu, not paying heed to wise elders. That is like poison. Here, Gurushu is not your own guru or your own spiritual teacher, but wise elders. So, that is one problem. How much we learn from the elders, and yet we ignore or because time changes, generation changes, and we don't find the good in that was there during his time, and all we measure from our times how they behave. And then we do not pay proper respect to elders. So that is always between two generations, always this happens. If there is paying respect to elders, the society wins very nicely. We are today what we are because of our ancestors, our parents, their parents, all this tradition comes, culture comes, all our teaching comes. What we do, if we say, people say, you are so good, you are so well behaved, your culture taught that you are familiar to others, you are so helpful. This is not me, one individual. We are the product of great heritage. And that heritage comes from our ancestors, from our teachers, from our culture, from religion, all makes what we are. We should be grateful to our ancestors. If we do not pay proper respect to our elders, then it is like poison, because there will be rift in the two generations, and all that will happen. That's why he says, what is like poison? Not paying proper respect to elders. So often it's very difficult to go along with the elders, because both have two different opinions. Young persons go and look forward for the future. Elders are looking only towards the past. Oh, during our time there was the things were so cheap. We used to buy houses in $20,000. Now it is $1 million. What time has come? So like that, elders will talk about all about the past and all what was good in the past. And now as if it has all become very bad. It is not that way. Time has changed. Value of money has changed. They don't even realize that. How much you earned that time, they don't consider that. But say our time was so cheaper, so nice, everyone was so good. It never happened that everyone is good. Only they remember good. There is a time, but difficult persons are there all the time. So during our time, during future, all will be like that. The curly tail of a dog, says Sri Ramakrishna. So that is how the world is. So world will be like this, but respect for the elders and gratitude towards our ancestors, our culture in which we grew, and what good we got from them. So all that makes what we are. So that is our identity. Our identity includes our ancestors, our teachers, our teaching from our parents, how they shaped us, how they formed us. So that is very important. There are so many teachings that we really becomes practical in our life, what our parents taught to us what to do. We grew up to that thing because of our parents. They are so valuable. So our respect for parents should be always at the top. One person was very indebted to his mother. So how to pay the debt to his mother? So he thought, I'll make one nice temple and dedicate it to the memory of my mother. Then I'll be free from maternal debt, Pitririna, Matririna. So he made the temple in Varanasi. And then after temple was built, it was consecrated, and said, I dedicate it to the memory of my mother and be free from my debt to my mother. Whatever mother had done, I made so magnificent temple in her memory. As soon as he said, I am free from debt of my mother, the temple tilted. And that tilted temple is still there in Varanasi. You go to Sindhya Ghat, near Atma Vireshwara temple of our Swami Vivekananda from where came, on the Ganga. It sometimes remains half in the Ganga. So that tilted temple you can say, that they say that way. That means you can never become free from the debt of your parents. They do so much for you, you cannot become free from that. So we should be always respectful and grateful to our parents. If we do not do, that will be like poison. Let's go to next verse. Verse 5. Kim sansare saram? What is the essence of this world? Answer is bahusopi vichintyamanam idam eva. So the answer is transitoriness. This world is transitory, ever changing, always changing. That is the essence of this created world. So here in this world, if we try to make it stable and same, try to wish that way, oh, it remains same, we always remain youthful and world remains same, it will not happen. It is very like a flowing river, it will ever change. That is the nature of the world. So we should realize that. One Swami gave a very nice talk, Swami Tyagananda. He gave a talk entitled 4 Simple Exercises. In that he very clearly says, to do spiritual exercise, do 4 things. 2 of them is 2 things you remember, 2 things you forget. Simple that. Only that much? Yes, 2 things you always remember, 2 things you try to forget. So first, what to forget? Forget that what bad people have done for you. Forget that. Don't have any grudge for anyone else. Be clean about others. Forget whatever bad has done, if anyone has done to you. Difficult. But that is exercise, no? That is practice. That is spiritual practice. That will make you spiritually evolved. And what other thing to forget? Forget what good you have done to others. We often remember the other opposite way. We forget what good others have done to us, and we always remember what good we have done to others. So that, and what others bad done, what we thought it is bad, we always remember that. We are ready to forgive, but not to forget, that we say. Forgive and forget, that is the word said. Yes, I will forgive you, but I will not forget what you have done. That is not the total forgiveness. Forgiveness includes forgetfulness of what you have done bad to me, in certain idea. So, forgive and that what good you have done. And says 2 things you remember. What to remember? That one thing to remember is, the world is transitory, ever changing. It will never remain so. Aisa din nahi rahega. So everything will change. Everything will be in a flux. So remember that. And one thing next to remember, one thing is there that doesn't change. Remember that. And that is God. God never changes. World ever changes. Remember that. Remember God never changing, always present. Like that bird in the example that Swami Atmagyananandi said, that is always peaceful, serene, without eating any fruits, bitter or sweet, always majestic. That is God. And other thing, the world is ever, we are there getting the fruit, thinking it to be the sweet fruit, it becomes bitter. There is one Bengali song which complains to God. oh Lord, you fed me a thing showing it to be a sugar, but it turned out to be a bitter margosa, bitter neem, bitter thing. So I thought it is sugar, but it was bitter. So world is that way. Looks similar. Sometimes bitter in experience, but looks very sugar-coated. So we have to know that. So that world is ever-changing, it will not remain same. And accept the change. Accept the change gracefully. So I was a young, youthful, energetic person. Now I have grown old, diseases have come, energy have become less. But still I am growing spiritually. God has come closer to me. I have become wiser. I treat everyone as a very good persons. My love has grown for others. So that is growing gracefully, growing older gracefully. That we can accept the change in that way. Change is inevitable. Whether you accept or you do not accept, it will come to you. It's better to accept the change that is coming to you and grow gracefully, grow old. That is what is saying. So, thing about the world is, it is transitoriness. Next question is, ka sneha. What should be the dearest thing to a person? That is it. Ka sneha. No, 5. 5, yes, sorry. I went to 6. Kim manu jeshrishtatamam. What is the ishtatamam? What is the most wanted thing of a human being? What should be the dearest thing to a person? What should be the dearest? So, naturally, dearest for us is life. And life that is properly utilized, that should be the dearest thing. It should be properly utilized, and we should try to achieve in life what human life can achieve. So, life being used and utilized in proper manner. What it says, what is dearest? Answer is Manu Jeshrishtatamam. It says to be born and live for the good of oneself and the good of others. So again, this idea, living for others. That's what Swami Vivekananda's idea is, has come again, that you should live not only for yourself, but for others as well. And our real purpose of life is that, to give, help others, to give joy to others. Holy Mother used to say, if you can give joy to others, your life is fulfilled, purpose of your life is fulfilled. So, to live for oneself is not the right thing, but to live for others, that is the real thing that gives us joy. So, because we are all one, so that's why the thing is to live for oneself and others. To live oneself properly and with joy, we have to do something for others unselfishly. That will enrich our own soul and make us happier. Doing something for others make us so happier. You don't have to always spend money if you don't have, always have to give in charity, lots of donation, not that. Even talking to the neighbor smilingly, how are you? Even saying good morning with sincerity while walking in the morning. Say good morning, wishing really his morning to be good, his or her morning to be good, makes you happy. Only there should be sincerity in your speech and your thought. Mon mukh ek, Sri Ramakrishna used to say. Mind and your words are united. Same thing. What you feel, that you speak. What you speak, that you feel. So that way, sometimes I have heard some neighbors in the houses, they, when there are this lawn grown, other neighbor are elderly people, they will come and cut the grass of their neighbors without wanting anything. So these are all act of living for others, making others happy. That will give us real joy in life. Going to see our people who are sick, saying nice words to them, always encouraging others. Those who are little depressed, saying some inspiring words that you can, whatever is truth, it's not true. Something is depressed with something, not able to achieve, goal was set, but we can always inspire, every one of us. You don't have to be always bring to monk and ask. You have the power, if you have sincerely believed that his soul is potentially divine, and there is the power to manifest the divinity in that person. We can easily say, you can achieve, just try. As Swami Vivekananda says, if you have not achieved, try more again and again. Try 1,000 times if you fail. And if you fail 1,000 times, then you try again once more. That was Swamiji's thing. Success will come with perseverance. So that's what the help for others is. That is the best thing, and that is the sneha when we live for others. That's what purpose of our life is. Swaparahita hitaya udyatamam janma. Swaparahita hitaya udyatamam janma. For the good of ourselves and for the good of others is our life. We are born for that. Our purpose of life is for that. If you don't think of good for others, you cannot even have great inventions. When you have great inventions, you always try to think how it can make others' life happy. Suppose, for example, this iPhone. When Steve Jobs started doing, there can be something that it will show, something new invention. But if in the background there is idea, how can it be user-friendly for the people at large? How the internet can work with the phone, how phone music can work with the phone, and people will be easier for people to use. On the background is good of the people, comfort of the people. Then great inventions happen in the world, and that really gives makes the world better. All making the world better, people have all thought for the whole world, how to make it better, and the great inventions have come in that way. And when you think for the humanity, you are a happy person. Your purpose of life is fulfilled. And then you don't, then when you do something great, then when you, at the time of that, you feel that, yes, I have achieved by God's grace. That beautiful saying of some say Tulsi Das, some say Kabir Das, he said that when you were born, you were crying. And whole world was so happy seeing you, newborn baby. They're all laughing, smiling, rejoicing. So that was your birth. You were crying, world was laughing. Now you live in this world in such a way that at the moment of your death, you will be smiling, happy, peaceful, and the whole world will cry for you. Live that life. That life is the dedicated life. That life which works for others. When such people go, people really feel sad. And the person feels very joyful, having accomplished the purpose of life. I really utilized this human body, human life, granted by God. I am so grateful to God to have lived this way. So one should do that way, says, Swaparahitaya udyatam janma. Now go to verse 6. Madireva moha janakaha. So, what causes infatuation like wine? Intoxication, infatuation, you forget after you are drunk more, you have become drunk. Then you forget your own identity is gone. You become something different, you are in delusion. So, one drunkard person was walking on the road and fell on the side, ditch on the side. And then he started saying, cursing the engineers. What are these engineers? Daytime they make this drain on the side, but why this drain comes in the middle of the road when it is evening, when it is night? So he was walking on the side and fell. He thinks he is walking in the middle of the road. He was intoxicated, he was deluded. That's how this delusion comes after drinking. You drink a lot, you become drunk, then you are deluded. So what is that delusion and what causes infatuation like wine? Without drinking wine, what causes? Then the answer is Madireva moha janakaha. What? Entertainment of intense desire in one's own mind. So when we start thinking of something very deeply, intensely in mind, something very selfish, something very worldly, then it becomes like wine. We become possessed by that thought. So that is like wine and like deluding, and that is very harmful to us. So don't be caught by such thoughts so deeply in mind, which are impractical, non-beneficial, non-spiritual, and it's only meant for enjoyment of the worldly things, and you are caught by that. That is real, like drinking wine, like becoming deluded, like one person becomes when the person is drunk. Next question is, what is, who are the thieves? Who are the thieves? Then who are real thieves? Those people take away our things, those are the thieves. But who are the thieves in us? So it says the thieves are one who rob the mind entirely of its higher faculties. So that is those sense objects are the thieves. All sense objects that attracts us are the thieves. So we create thieves. These thieves are not the thieves created by themselves. Sense objects are all lying here and there. We create thieves in the sense objects. And our senses go toward them created by us, our desires, our nature of not able to control ourselves, not seeing the value of what they stand for, thinking that to be the end all of our all happiness. All these things if I have, then I will be happy. Not understanding, no discernment, no right understanding. And we create thieves out of them. So sense objects become thieves if we indiscriminately start being attracted towards them, want to possess them indiscriminately. Those are like the thieves to us. What is the nature of creeper of bhava? That's what Ka bhavavalli trishna, ka bhavavalli. Now earlier he said about the existence of tree of moksha. Now he says this samsara and compares it with valli is a creeper. What is the creeper of the world? World creeper. Compares the world with creeper. So world is compared with many such things. One is most allegory for world is samudra, sagara, ocean. Bhava sagara tarana karana he. So world as the ocean that drowns us. Very difficult to cross. End is not seen. It just catches and just we are always in the world. We find no way to get out of the world and worldliness. Often it is described as bhava sagara, bhava samudra. But here Shankara says bhava valli. So new example. What is that world creeper? It is called Trishna. Why he compares with the valli? Valli entangles you. The samsara of the world entangles you. You don't find the way out of it. So what is that causes the samsara? How we become samsari? How we forget about real purpose of life and get entangled into the things of the world? What is that thing? He says Trishna. Trishna is the desires. So it is the continuing thirst of desires. So that is what it says, desires are the bhavavalli. Another question comes, ko vairi, who is enemy? We know the enemy who try to destroy us, that is the enemy. So any person or anything or any situation that purposefully, deliberately tries to destroy us is enemy. But here it says, what is enemy in our life? Our self-created enemy. And that it says, an idle disposition. Idle, tamoguna. There are three gunas, three qualities that we have. One is laziness, lethargy, sleepiness, lack of energy. That's called tamoguna, lack of understanding and wrong understanding. This is all tamoguna. There is another type of awareness in us. We are awake, alert, active, want to achieve something, gain something, enjoy this world, and that is called rajoguna. Rajoguna makes you active and makes you achieve the thing in the world. And there is another still third type of disposition that is called sattva-guna. Sattva-guna is you are serene, calm, peaceful, not lethargic or energyless, and not very active and trying to grab whatever you see and possess and that. But you are very peaceful, very calm, very loving for others, a person who is mostly liked by others. And you are also very happy in the situation when you are this sattva guna. So we need to inculcate this sattva guna and get rid of tamo guna mostly. Tamo guna We may need to take rest at night, that is tamoguna. We need that. When at night we are tired, we need tamoguna. If you are rajoguna that time, you are still active and you are persuading and you won't get sleep at all. You are thinking of the plans, what I will do tomorrow, and this person did that to me, all you are agitated in mind. No tamoguna, only rajoguna coming. And that rajoguna is not good, no good at all. We need tamoguna only for that moment. 6 hours in the evening, at night, we need tamoguna, so we feel sleepy and we rest. In that tamoguna also they say, when you sleep, while sleeping, think of something divine. Something, repeat God's name, imagine God's form and fall asleep. So that in dream, in subconscious time, you can have that divine idea, divine thought that will enrich you. So that is tamoguna, but rest of the time, oh, what will happen by this? This life is gone. No, I don't think any more to do. I'm already old. After some time I will die. What is there to do? This is all tamoguna thing, and that is very inimical to us. We have energy to, and many things come when spirituality comes. When they say spirituality, the thing you should attain, love for God should be attained. Oh, now I am already 60 years old. How can I do things? It is not done in this life. Maybe in next life I will try to do that. This is very tamoguna nature, and that is inimical to you. Spiritual life, they say, has no time to begin. It can start very young as you are, and you can start any time. I was so happy to hear today that one devotee, he took initiation from our President Maharaj, Swami Gautamananji Maharaj, when he is 95 years old. Senior most person to take initiation. And the incidence is, Swami Gautamananji and this gentleman were friends from childhood. Both are 95 years old. Gautamanji also 95 years old. And that was so wonderful to wait for so long years and finally decide at this age that I will take initiation, I will repeat the mantra, I will grow spiritually. This is called sattva guna. This is called courage and positive attitude. And negative attitude is always you are saying, oh, I am too old to do things, what do I need, I cannot do progress spiritually, how can I am too old to do this. There is nothing of old age at all. Spirituality can start at any time, any moment. That's what the beauty of spirituality. Let's go to verse 7. What time? Oh, 3:15 to 4. We're already a little late. Okay. This verse 7 we'll do tomorrow. We will now do panel discussion, aspects of spiritual life. All you will hear the similar things from different people in different, more convincing way, and all are very enjoyable. All is the part of the retreat. We don't have to finish Prashnottara, Ratna-Malika. You can read it yourself. It's very simple. What we will do is tomorrow I'll take from 7, tomorrow, verse 7.
If you don't finish it,
Ah.
then do another retreat.
Punarjanma, when you do not realize God, that's what the Punarjanma is. Unless you realize truth, you realize oneness, you will have to be reborn, recycle. God will not leave you. You have not succeeded in this life to realize the truth. You have to be born again to realize that truth. Thank you, Maharaj.
You can all stand up and stretch once if you. But don't leave, you won't come back. Oh, yeah. So for this session, there'll be question and answer, but it'll be written down. So we have pieces of paper that Vijay Babu has with pens. So as we're speaking, if something comes into your mind, write it down. And it also can be about earlier things today, but otherwise it's about what we talk about.
No, I take no responsibility.
He
for
takes
what
no
others-
responsibility for anything. Yeah.
For what others have said.
At least take responsibility for what you say.